So first question was, what are the chances for the winter semester it will be in person or online?
We don't know that yet. It really depends on health and advice from the Health Canada and Health Ontario and Health Toronto. I know one thing, that we will have to make a formal decision. We as a university, this is not me at all, like this is the president of university and provost and everybody, will have to make a decision by September 30th, because we want to give 90 days notice, at least 90 days notice to all of you students, undergrad, graduate, as well all the professors, ready to help get ready for the January term. So honestly, I don't know. Honestly, nobody knows at this time, but very soon, hopefully we'll find out. But hopefully for graduate students, there will be maybe some combination, but we will see, because we don't know what's going to happen in the fall, how the COVID situation and travel restrictions will develop. So we have to wait for all of these external conditions to guide us through it. So, but definitely by September 30th, everybody will know what's going on. I mean, I teach a course in January, so I know I need to know if I'm going to prepare. Is it going to be in person or is it going to be remote? Because it's a lot of work to prepare a good course to be delivered remotely. So we are all in expectations.
Our next question comes from Amin. How can we register to the Get Going workshop? How can we get more information about these workshops?
Yes, you will get emails. Roel is handling FIAS Grad mailing list. So we are now finalizing the schedule, and you will be getting emails and a sign up link to sign up. So we're not going to start anything before, I think, second week of classes. I can't remember exactly, because we want to give you some time to, well, kind of first see how things are going. But yeah, definitely there will be email invitation, reminder, sign up sheet, well, sign up Google form, and more details about who is the speaker, what is going to talk about, and so on and so on.
Next question is from Miriam. From who or what website can we be aware of different funds available?
There's a funding website on School of Graduate Studies. If you go WiseGS main website, there's a part of the WiseGS Studies new students, and then financing your studies. So there's a list of all internal, external scholarships, timelines, deadlines, and so on. That's kind of general for all graduate students at Ryerson, for all disciplines. And some of them are, like, you have to go and read and so on. We are also, our office is kind of issuing reminders for the major external deadlines. When it's a time to apply, when it's time to start applications, we usually give reminders as well. But this is really for the main, like NSERC, it's a national Natural Science and Engineering Council of Canada, which is most of our, it's a federal research grants that our funding is coming from master and PhD students. Ontario Graduate Scholarship also, the applications will be in January, February for the next year, because for the next September. These are big external scholarships that you need to prepare applications. But there are several small ones that are kind of coming in and out and so on. So check on that website, and for the big ones, we will send you a reminder as well.
Next question is from MS Russell. Is the computer networks program belong to electrical, computer, and biomedical engineering, or a separate department?
It's not a department, it's a self-standing program. It's a good question. Computer networks is actually, it stemmed out of Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering and Biomedical Engineering many years ago. But it's a sort of a self-standing program. So Dr. Mohammed Jasmuddin is a program director, and Ting Hong is a PA. So some professors are coming from, that are teaching in that program are coming from electrical and computer and biomedical engineering. Some professors are coming from computer science, which is a faculty of science, which is a different faculty here. And there also have several very skilled people teaching courses that are coming directly from industry. So it's a very sort of self-standing, independent program, but also very popular, what I hear, and very successful. So, but yeah, main points of contact is Professor Jessamudin, who is a program director, and Ms. Ting Hong, who is a program administrator.
Next question is from Aman. What are the probabilities of approval for an elective if we want to take one which is not mentioned in our department's elective list? What is recommended? Should we take interdisciplinary electives or not in first term?
That's a not bad idea. Depends also on the program and on the elective that you want to take. My first recommendation is to contact your PA, graduate program administrator. And the other thing is she will probably direct you how to do it. If we are taking the elective course in another program in another department, it's important to know that first they will fill in spots for their own students, and then if any spots are left, they will open it for the visiting, like students from another programs. In reality, the chances are pretty high. Usually it works out well as long as you express your interest early, and you know, they will put your name on a list and so on. So contact your PA, program administrator, ask her, she will give you a form to fill. It's not a bad idea also to contact, if you know who is teaching the course, are there spots available? But yeah, that would be the thing. Now when we are actually not restricted by the size of a classroom and number of chairs in a classroom, things can be potentially a little bit more flexible. However, I can't guarantee how is it done in the other departments, because other programs, faculties outside of FIAS, because, you know, more students, it's also more work for marking assignments and so on. So, but in general, there are pretty good chances to get. The sooner you express your interest, the better.
Next question is from Fatima Zara. Regarding course enrollment, I wanted to enroll in another course, but they did not give me permission. I don't know why.
Depends if you are research student, if you are a course option student, depends on where do you contact me separately, because it could depend on many other different, maybe program director, because graduate program director needs to give you approval also, and usually there's a limitation that, you know, if you want to, let's say, get a degree in biomedical engineering, your elective courses should be somehow recognized that they are contributing to your knowledge towards that degree. So I'm not saying that all courses should be really focused on that particular. I mean, there's a space for a bit of a flexibility there. However, you know, it depends on approval. Like if you want to take a course in biomedical engineering or science or something like that, it's kind of not really pertinent if you take a course in I don't know, English language, right? Or something like that. So it depends on the course, depends what you want to do. Depends also if the course, maybe in another faculty, maybe it's already full and they say that they cannot take any more students. So it's really, there's no one straight answer to that. I'm sorry that I can't give you more precise response, but it depends on many. Ask why. If they can give you explanation, that would be good.
It could also be that depending if you're a full-time or part-time student, there are limitation of courses you could take. The best would be to contact your graduate program administrator to see why you were not able to enroll in the course yourself, and to see if they can be extended for another course or not.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Thank you, Royal.
Next question is from Christian. Is there any chance of the previous mentioned extracurricular social events taking place in person during the fall semester, even if in-person classes don't resume this semester?
Oh, party. Yeah. I don't know. Depends on I don't know. I mean, it's maybe it's something that we can talk about, at least for you guys who are here at Toronto. Even if there is something like that, we'll have to be really mindful about social distancing, wearing masks, because we don't want We don't want to encourage the spread of the virus through social events and party times, right? So maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say no, but at the same time, that's between graduate student ambassadors. And I would really caution you to be mindful, because it's not only about graduate students between yourselves. Many of graduate students have families, they have small children, babies, or they also have elderly parents and so on. So as long as we are in the realm of following the guidelines from the Health Canada, maybe perhaps, but I don't want to promise anything, because yeah, we need to be careful about it. But I see it would be, I'm starving also for in-person discussions, so it would be nice to have something. We'll see. We'll be careful and gradually perhaps do something.
The next question's from Pradeep. It's retaining about UHIP and the health plan, but I think we'll defer that to answering it by email later on, just because we won't have those kind of answers at the moment.
Yeah, and also maybe because UHIP, it's a health insurance for international students. So maybe tomorrow's presentation by Emma Janikovsky, who is international student advisor, maybe she can help you with that. So I advise you to maybe attend if you can tomorrow, or email us after, and we'll try to find it out.
There's another question from MS Russell, who just wants to know if the MEng in computer networks is accredited with the Engineers of Canada.
Graduate programs in engineering are not, they don't kind of come under the accreditation. How do you say that? Accreditation, they're not required to be engineering degree, to be accredited engineering undergrad, and sorry, Canadian Accreditation Board for Engineering, CECB, it's actually accrediting undergraduate degree. So graduate degrees in engineering are not, they don't need to be accredited, except for Master of Architecture. Master of Architecture is accredited. It's a part of like undergrad plus graduate. The whole thing, 6 years, is accredited by Canadian Accreditation Board for Architectural Profession. So for engineering, it's not it's not a requirement, and you don't have to do that. However, if you are international student, I mean, it's still recognized as a very it's a graduate degree, right? I mean, all of us kind of came to this, and you can if your undergrad degree is in engineering, which I believe it is, because you wouldn't be in this program otherwise. You can then, if you decide, if you change your status, or if you're not permanent resident, you can be accredited as a professional engineer eventually. And the time spent in a graduate program will count towards the engineering accreditation. It depends on which program and how many years. We actually have a workshop from PO, Professional Engineers of Ontario. Somebody is coming, that's usually in the winter term, and explaining what's the process for you, for those of you who are not accredited, who are coming from a different country, to get basically professional engineering recognition, and how much a graduate program, any graduate program, actually counts towards this.
The next question I have is from Courtney. Are there any parking plans available on campus? I know I won't be able to answer that. There is a parking business systems. There is a specific group at Ryerson that deals with parking and parking available. There is a student parking area, which I believe you can sign up for a monthly pass as well for that. Next question is, what are the policies in Zoom online classes? What can we find the general guidelines? Are those specific to department lectures? Are those will be recorded, or can a student record Zoom classes lectures so that they can review it later for study purpose?
That depends on a department, on a program, actually on a faculty member who is be giving the lecture. So there will be some kind of either recording or maybe slide sharing for later. It's a bit of a still dilemma on how to do it to maintain intellectual property, and also to avoid unauthorized sharing of lectures throughout the internet. So each professor is basically developing their own sort of way how to do it. And I know that for some of you who are living far away, attending in real time may be difficult. So there will be potentially some ideas how to do it remotely, and asynchronous, meaning, you know, that you can review it later. But at the same time, you know, don't underestimate the importance of participating in a class real time, where you can ask questions, discussions, and so on. Majority of graduate classes are actually very small, between 15 to 25 students. So it's not sort of, you're not going to have this huge amount of people. So you know, attending in real time, at least part or discussion and lectures as well, it really gives you opportunity to raise a question, ask professor to explain something again, or you know, discuss with your colleagues. Try to take advantage of that as much as you can. But I mean, even in a normal time, how I call it, you know, most of the professors are posting their lecture notes or slides on the D2L, which is our learning platform that you will be part of, and each course has their own little sub website, so materials will definitely be shared. But it really depends on each professor. But yeah, you will not be left without anything, for sure. Depends on also, different courses are like, depends on how different courses are more easier to be given remotely, others are not, and so on. So it's hard to say that there's one rule for everybody.
So the next question is from Saeed. He wants to know about course selection. He's an MN student, so he knows that there's the option of taking 10 courses or 8 courses plus project. He just wants to know the difference and how many courses he could take per semester.
We advise graduate students not to take more than, like, 4 courses is a huge workload. I know 4 courses doesn't look much, but you know, there's lots of things. It's not only what's happening in the course, but the other things that you have to do, homework, research. You know, even lots of courses have assignments throughout the year. So I personally would not advise anyone to take more than 4 courses. I think 3 is optimal, to ensure that, you know, because remember, you still have to achieve B- or higher grade. Like, so you have to do 70% or higher in the graduate courses, otherwise you can get in trouble. That's my personal sort of recommendation. I mean, I've heard of some students who took more, but it's not, there's a risk of failing and or ruining your grade point average, right? So that would be sort of problematic. So 3 to 4 courses. Part-time students can take up to 2 courses a term. So for 10 courses, if you want to finish in 1 year, that's kind of 4, 4, and 2, or 4, 3, 2, like, depends kind of how do you schedule. Depends also what's available and what kind of goes with your interest. You can always ask for advice from a graduate program director or associate chair and PA sometimes. Whether to take the 8 courses plus project or 10 courses, again, it also depends from person to person. In the project, it's a bit of an individual research component. You have ability to explore some topic or some issue or resolve a problem on your own, a little bit more in depth, but you have to find a supervisor for that. And you know, some people are not very, they don't like to do individually driven work. They prefer courses, because in the courses there's a little bit more structure. You have assignment, you are told what to do, so on. So it really depends on personality. It depends on, you know, are you part-time students, full-time student? Are you working? How much time do you have for individual work? It depends also on finding a supervisor in a topic that interests you. You don't have to decide anything now. I think give it a go. Maybe first several weeks take courses. see how it goes, and I think you can declare that later. You will also have ability to meet even virtually, if not in person, professors and see their courses and how they lecture and whether you enjoy it or not. There's this kind of spontaneous connection that comes also by enjoying some topics more than others. So it really depends, but you don't have to make a decision now. Give it a go, take some courses, see how it goes, and maybe decide later in January, or whenever you feel ready. Yeah.
And the last question we'll take for today is by Kevin. Through which portal will we be able to log in to attend our virtual classrooms?
Honestly, I don't know. I think from, no, I'm joking. It's going to be through D2L. As soon as you are matriculated and you register in courses, you will be added to each course has their own D2L or Brightspace learning platform. So you will be added. That's where the course material is shared. That's how professor emails you all. So use ryerson.ca email for everything. That's how like everything is kind of the main communication. Now I know that professors are now developing these, like we do these D2L sites for each course. We call them course shells. They are being developed now. So as soon as enrollment is on, a professor will make it visible, so then you will see it. It's going to appear in your my.ryerson.ca portal when you log in, and the instructions will be there. Some professors prefer to use Google Meet, which is again G Suite. The Google Suite is a part of Ryerson educational kind of internet. So some professors prefer that. Some professors prefer Zoom. So you will be getting instructions from each professor depending on the course where you enrolled. So, but yeah, check your email, check your My Ryerson portal, and I think it still will have basically 2 weeks or until the courses starts. The first day of classes is Tuesday, September the 8th, because September 7th, Monday, is a holiday in Canada. It's a Labor Day, so we want to enjoy one last long weekend before the school starts and whatever is left of summer. But yeah, the first day of classes is always the Tuesday after Labor Day. And by that time, definitely you will see it on your portal, your courses, course shells. Many of them will post the course syllabus already, even some materials. So give it a try. Maybe next week they will start appearing on your My Ryerson portal.